Welcome into the locker room on this Thursday afternoon. We are talking White Plains Wildcats football today with Coach Jennings and some of his players. Before we get into our interview with Coach Jennings, I want to remind you to hit that like and follow button on our East Alabama Now page so that you don't miss the locker room. Coach, let's get right into things. Obviously, it's already July, which means the season is literally coming up on us quick. Just kind of talk about the summer so far, what you guys have done, what you've been working on, where you've seen this team grow the most so far.
Yes, sir. Hey, kids that come in every single day, throughout June. We came in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. In July, we do 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. And they've come in and they've given us a ton of effort all summer long. They've worked really hard in the weight room. They've ran really good. Their speed work's been good. And then we do football every day, too. It's probably the most football they've ever done in the summertime. It's every day. We get to come out here and do a little bit of stuff, and we've really ramped that up in July. Kids are doing a good job, and just, they come out here and put the work in every day, and that's all I can ask of them.
Yeah, Coach, you move into a different region this year. Obviously, you've got Alexandria, Anniston, Etowah, Oneonta, Asheville, Cherokee County. There's somebody I'm missing, Hoax Bluff. Right. So it's going to be pretty much really different than what you've been having the past couple of years. Really not as close with Cleveland County and Mumford and some teams. So just kind of assess the change in region and kind of where you feel like you guys size up in that.
At the end of the day, Cherokee County's been the state championship 2 years in a row, and those guys got a lot of guys up there still. Really good friends with Coach Henderson, their defensive coordinator. I work with him out at Ohatchee. They're gonna have a really good team. They will. They got a bunch of guys coming back. They'll be really good. Hoax Bluff's gonna be good. Anderson's always gonna have speed. Everybody, top to bottom, the region's really tough. But at the end of the day, our kids have been working really hard, and we just come out and we just worry about the first game. We worry about Talladega, then we'll think about the rest of them. That's kind of really, it's all on mind right now is just game one.
Yeah, Coach, speaking of Talladega, you both were at the FCA 7-on-7 the other day. So why don't you just kind of talk about that 7-on-7 that had good competition. You guys got to play, Sylacauga, Jacksonville, a couple different teams. Did you figure anything out about your team at that 7-on-7?
You do. You go to those things at the end of the day for work for your quarterback. You're getting work for your secondary, you're getting those routes. But at the end of the day, when the quarterback's got 4 or 5 seconds to stand back there and throw the football, it makes it kind of tough on a DB to cover a guy for that long. And especially for us. At the end of the day, yes, we're going to play a little bit of man, but we'll be in zone a lot. We'll do those things, and it kind of makes it tough on our kids. But you go into those things, and to me, I treat them like practice. What do we need to come back and work on? And so the past 2 days after Tuesday, we had some breakdowns on defense, and we come back, we put that work in, yesterday and today, and the kids have had 2 really good days. I think the past 2 days have been our best days of the summer. Offensively, I thought we looked pretty good. I thought Crew threw some good balls. He had to, there's a lot of work he's still got to do, but he's only a 10th grader. Yeah. PJ catching the ball out of the backfield for us was really good. Rodney did a good job. Aiden Kilgore, Brody Beecham, Ethan Turner, our guys did a good job. From last year to this year, we're a million miles, from where we were. And we still go over there and just proud of the kids and how they competed that day. But at the end of the day, it's practice. It's 7-on-7. You ain't got the big guys in there where the game gets won at the offensive line and defensive line.
Yeah, Coach, talk about some of those guys. We were talking about Crew last night a little bit. I was impressed by some of the plays he made just throwing the ball. Rodney's a guy I'm going to interview in just a little bit. But you got some guys, people really don't know about that are going to be good playmakers, not just this year, but the next year, the following year. So just talk about a group of guys, man, that are really going to be difference makers for you guys.
Yeah, at the end of the day, every skilled guy we've got in the backfield, Crew and PJ, those guys are both 10th graders. Rodney's going to play some wing back for us. He's a junior. Dalton Luker's going to play tight end. He's a senior. And then our 2, our receivers out here, our 2 split-out guys, our slot and our receiver, those guys are going to be seniors. And they've got a lot of experience from last year because they played a ton. We only had 1 senior last year in Dylan Barksdale. So having that first year last year, it just felt like you were learning every single week. It felt like you were just trying to stay one step ahead. Well, we had the whole off season. We've had this summer. And so when we get to July 29th, the first day of football practice, it's going to be reps at that point. And you really expect a lot out of those guys that were here last year, but they have a lot of talent too, and they work hard, and I'm excited to see what some of them do. I really am.
Yeah, Coach, no disrespect to any of the other coaches that have been here since 1994, but it seriously feels like there's a different energy around this program right now. If you watch you guys compete in just 7-on-7s, it feels like a different energy, a different culture. Year number 2, talk about the culture that you came in and said, this is what I want to build. and how close are you to getting to where you want to be in terms of culture?
I just want the kids to expect to win. Every time they step on the field, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to expect to win. You got to have the confidence too. You know, it ain't a cockiness. We talk about that, confidence, cockiness. I've always heard people say that. Like, carry yourself with confidence, believe in yourself, and that's really what's had to be instilled. Because again, like you said, hadn't been a lot of football games won around here in the last 6, 7, 8 years. You know, and it's carrying yourself the right way, but you know, another thing we talk about all the time, be coachable. You know, you got to stay focused and do the right things. And, you know, they've put the work in the weight room. We've talked about that before. But just expecting to win every time you walk on the field. And that's what we've tried to instill in these kids. And it's starting to carry over, you see a little bit.
Yeah. Coach, I asked Finley about this. I asked Kofor about this in some interviews with them. The game is completely different in today's society, and I'm not asking you necessarily say if you agree or disagree with all that, but talk about what you're trying to do to help your guys get recruited to play at the next level.
You know, we got a couple of guys who've been to a good many camps this summer. Crew's been to a bunch of camps. PJ's been to a bunch of camps. Rodney's been going. We've had a couple of our linemen show up at some of these things. You know, and that's where you get seen for the recruitment level of this side. You know, going to UAB, go to Alabama, and they're able to see all these different guys. And so, like, Rodney's had some really good days at some of these camps. Crew has too, but PJ, you know, PJ's went to a few camps and ran, you know, sub 4.4s, you know, and it's really, you know, we've got some phone calls from it. And I'll say this too, like Dexter Talbert, that guy, what he runs, his stuff he does, it helps these kids tremendously. And I really appreciate him and what he's tried to do to get their names out there too.
Absolutely. I tell people all the time, for me, man, this is not a competition. It's never been, man. We want to get these kids as much publicity as we can.
Yes.
Coach, obviously people are going to remember the wins and losses, unfortunately, but you got to look good, feel good.
That's right.
And you guys got,
play good,
yeah, right. You got these sharp helmets, got some new uniform combinations this off season. I mean, these are pretty. I love the gray, just the color on them. Just kind of talk about the new uniform combination and what went into it.
Yes, sir. You know, we got the uniforms. We knew we had to have new ones. Some of the ones we had, our white jersey was pretty beat up. It was kind of a thin jersey. So go into the new, you know, we get some new jerseys, got new blues, got new whites, and we put that out there. But when it come to the helmet, like, I just wanted to change the helmet up, and I wanted something different. You know, because we're trying to change the culture. We're trying to change everything. So, and it's nothing to do with the white, but I just wanted something a little different to match the new jersey that we got. And I just started looking, and this is based off of a Kentucky helmet, a replica. And I don't think Kentucky ever wore it. They just put it out there and like as a thing they might want to do. And so I got on it, and we got with our guy. We sent them off in December, and, you know, that's when we made that decision to do that. But they do look good.
Coach, final question from me to you is obviously, your program starts at the bottom. It starts down in the youth level. So just talk about what you're trying to do to get those numbers growing down there, and what's your message to a kid that maybe has not come out to football yet but could really be an asset to you. Maybe it's because of how the program's been in the past.
Right.
What's your message to those guys that say, hey, you want them out here?
That's right. You know, last year we go into this thing as a first-year coach, first-year head football coach, you're coaching baseball, had a newborn. So it was a little bit tougher for me to get my hand in that more. And so, you know, we gave those coaches a playbook. I didn't really get to sit down with them, came and watched them play a few games. You're just trying to survive last year. Well, this year we're going to bring in those coaches from down there, and they're going to sit down with us. We're going to go through our playbook with them, and hoping those kids from that early age, 6, 7 years old, they're running this offense, they're running this defense from the time they get there to the time they get, you know, up here. And I think that's going to play an invaluable part in them just doing that stuff all the time. But I think we've got 56 kids signed up down there right now. Brandon Cagle told me that's the most we've had in a long time, and we're going to do a youth camp with those kids that are signed up. And so we're going to bring them out here. You know, the 6 and 7 year olds. I don't know what they call them now. When I was a kid, we called them midget, pee wee, and junior B.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have those three come through here, you know, and we're going to bring them out here, and we're going to show them stuff. And then when we get into the school year, there's going to be some Thursday mornings where we practice as a varsity on Thursday mornings, and then we're going to bring the youth league up here with us coaches and try to help them some more, and just try to get my hand in it more, because that's where it begins. You know, we put all this time and effort into our 10th, 11th, 12th graders. But if you don't build that foundation with your younger youth league and your 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, then in a few years, that's what's coming. And as a head coach, you constantly have to be looking down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach, when I played, it was widgets, midgets, pee-wee, junior B.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
now it's sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
Okay, so I knew that's what they called it. I couldn't bring it to my head, but yeah, I'm with you. They started the widget thing after I was out. So yes, sir.
All right, Coach Blake Jennings of the White Plains Wildcats. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk with 2 of his players. So don't go away. We'll be right back on the Locker Room.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. A place to use the gifts and talents God has given you. A place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
We're back on the Locker Room on this Thursday afternoon. We are talking White Plains Wildcat football today. We are joined by Rodney Perry and Patrick Sams. Guys, let's just start. Why don't you tell everybody what grade you're going into and what position you play?
I'm going to be a senior this year. I'm a running back and a middle linebacker.
All right, we got a senior and a running back. You said plus linebacker. And then Rodney, what grade you going into?
I'm going to the 11. I play cornerback and DB. I mean, not quarterback and receiver.
All right, I was going to say cornerback and DB are typically the same things right there, Rodney. But no, why don't y'all just kind of tell people how long you've been playing football and what it was that got you into playing football?
I've been playing football since I was little, and my dad got me into it, and I've loved it ever since.
All right, what about you, Rodney?
I've been playing football since first grade. It was my first love.
What got you into it?
Man, my uncle got me into football.
All right, Patrick, what is it about football, man, that you love so much, makes you want to come back every single day and be a part of this program?
Probably contact, just being able to hit people and just like no care in the world.
All right, same question for you, Rodney.
The crowd, I love the crowd here. The crowd gets me going.
All right, let's just kind of talk about last season. Obviously, last season didn't end exactly the way you guys wanted, but looking back from the end of last season to this point in the summer, Patrick, where do you feel like this group has grown the most?
I would say on defense, I think we've gotten a lot better. We've come a million miles from last year.
All right, so defensively, what about you, Rodney?
Our offense is getting better. As you've seen against Jacksonville, it was pretty close from last year. So, I mean, we're getting better every day.
Patrick, where do you feel like this team still needs to grow the most?
I don't know. I think as a team we still need to come together because there's still a lot of things we need to work on.
All right, Rodney, what about you?
We need a leader to step up. We need a leader. That's what we need most. So,
Rodney, you got a chance. You talking about leadership. Here's an opportunity right now for one of y'all to step up and be that leader. Hey, talk about Coach Jennings, man. What's it like to play for Coach Jennings, and talk about the impact he's made on you personally?
I love it. He's probably like my favorite coach I've had, and like when he got us in the weight room, he's brought us a long way from what we were.
All right, Rodney, talk about Coach Jennings and just the impact he's made on you.
He's one of the best coaches I had. He's hard on me, but it pays off in the long run. So I enjoy him very much.
Is there any quote or phrase that Coach Jennings seems to use all the time, maybe more than anything else?
I would say he says mediocre players hate high achievers and high achievers hate mediocre players. That's probably my favorite one.
Ronnie, you think that's the thing he says the most?
He says it a lot.
He says that a lot?
The weight room. Weight room's key. That's his favorite thing, the weight room.
Yeah. Guys, just kind of talk about what does it mean to you to be a White Plains Wildcat?
It means a lot because, like, we haven't been the best in the past, but we have a chance to rebuild and become the best.
Yeah. Same thing for you, Rodney?
We're big on family, so, like, it's a family over here, so everything keeps on going off family vibes. So.
Yeah. Patrick, you being a senior this year, if I came back next year and asked these guys, hey, tell me about the legacy that Patrick left behind, what do you hope they say about you?
Hopefully they say I'm a good leader and that I had a lot of passion on the field.
Yeah. Rodney, what would you say about Patrick and the group of seniors?
I'm going to miss him, man. I'm going to miss all y'all. I'm going to miss all the seniors. So it's going to be a sad day when it comes to the end or whenever it ends, I mean.
Yeah. Patrick, why can this team be the team to get White Plains back in the playoffs for the first time in a very long time?
Yeah. Well, we got a new region this year. And I think that we really want it, and we fell short last year, and I think this year we're gonna make it. We're gonna do what it takes.
Yeah, Rodney, why is this team different than the past 10+ seasons at White Plains?
We want it more. We worked so hard in the weight room this year. Everybody's like PRs. They're going out the roof. I mean, everybody's getting strong. We want it so much more.
Yeah. Who's somebody, Patrick? Maybe it's an underclassman or someone that's maybe a sophomore coming up. Who's somebody that people may not even know about right now? It's going to be a big-time player for you guys.
I would say Bryson Cheatwood, our cornerback. He did really well last year. He really came through. Yeah. I think he's going to do really good this year.
Yeah, Rodney, who do you see as someone else, too, that can step up that maybe people don't know about right now but is going to be a difference maker for you guys?
Oh, I know y'all know PJ, so y'all already know him. Well, Caden Foster, he'll be a good player. He'll be good when he gets older.
Yeah. So why don't you guys just kind of talk a little bit about, I don't want you to throw any locker room material out on there, but you do have a region that's a little bit different than what you've been accustomed to here lately. You got Alexandria, Anniston, which you guys have played Anniston, throw Aniana, Asheville, Cherokee County, Etowah. So it's a little different in terms of there's not as many right here with Jacksonville leaving, Hanley, but just kind of assess kind of the competition that you guys are going to have.
I think we're all evenly matched. I think this year, honestly, I think we'll do better. I just think we're all evenly matched, and it's going to come down to the fourth quarter who wants it more.
Yeah, Rodney, just talk about playing teams like Aniana, Asheville, teams that maybe you've played in the past but haven't played here of late.
I think we got a fair chance of making it. We supposed to, what they're saying, they think we should go 7-3 this year. I think we got a fair chance of doing that. So.
All right, Rodney, you just throwing it out there, 7-3. What about 10-0, baby? Come on.
10-0.
All right. Guys, why don't y'all just kind of talk about the biggest area that maybe you personally need to grow? We talked about where you feel like the team needs to grow, but Patrick, where do you personally need to grow the most right now?
I think I probably could step up being a leader, and I would say on defense probably my pass coverage and stuff.
Pass coverage?
Mm-hmm.
Same for you, Rodney. Where do you personally need to grow the most right now?
Being a leader, stop getting in my head when we get down, keep everybody up, keep motivating people to do better.
Patrick, what's one memory since you've been playing football? It could be in kindergarten, it could be in high school, it could be in junior high, but what's one memory that just stands above any other?
It's probably last year, and we beat Cleveland County 4-Woodson. That's our rival, so it felt good to put a butt whooping on them.
Yeah, and that was a win that turned some heads at the time too. Rodney, what's a memory for you that stands out above any other?
Cleveland County, all day. That was the best game we had all year.
All right, Cleveland County's a big win for these guys. Hey, they're looking to get White Plains in the playoffs for the first time since, well, it's been a long time. All right, we're going to talk with two more players here in just a minute. Don't go away. We'll be right back on the Locker Room.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
We are back on the Locker Room today on this Thursday afternoon. My name's Namath Pitts. We are now joined by Ty Roberts and Anthony Stewart. Guys, why don't you just go ahead and tell everybody what grade you're in and what position you play?
I'm a senior, and I play offensive and defensive line.
All right, senior and offensive, defensive line. What about you?
I'm a senior. I play offensive line and defensive line.
All right, so both of these guys are seniors. Both of them play on the offense and defensive line. So let's just start. How long you been playing football, and what was it that got you into playing football?
Since kindergarten, and I guess my dad signed me up. That's what got me into it, but I've loved it ever since.
Yeah. Anthony, how long you been playing football?
I've been playing for 3 years. I've been playing since 10th grade, but I loved it so far.
So you didn't play in elementary school?
No, sir.
So what was it that got you to come out your sophomore year?
No, I just really wanted to change. Yeah, that's about it. Just really wanted to change.
Yeah. Ty, just talk about, man, what is about football that you love so much?
I mean, you can't – it's one of the one things you can just go out and hit somebody. I mean, you can't just go out on the street one day and punch somebody. You get taken to jail. I mean, it's the one time you can hit somebody and for free. I mean, you don't got to pay a consequence.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, what about you, Anthony? What is it about football you love so much?
Really the same thing. I love being able to compete and play and win.
Yeah. Talking about winning, you guys haven't made the playoffs since the 90s. But, Ty, why can this team break that curse and get you guys in the playoffs?
I think Coach Jennings has completely changed our work ethic, and everybody in the weight room has drastically improved, and everybody's a lot more competitive than they used to be.
Yeah. Anthony, same question for you.
Yeah, I think Coach Jennings, he changed our mindset, changed everything we need for this program, and I think we have a good shot for this year.
Speaking of Coach Jennings, why don't you just talk about the biggest difference on how Coach has changed that work ethic, and talk about the impact that Coach has made on you personally, Ty?
He holds you accountable. Accountability is one of the big things he focuses on. If you do something wrong, you're going to pay for it, and I mean, that's really all it amounts to. I mean, he holds you accountable, and that's it.
Yeah. Anthony, talk about Coach Jennings, man, what he's like. Talk about the impact he's made on you.
He's a really good coach. He holds us accountable, and he just expects us to be the best in the weight room, on the field, and just compete.
Yeah. Ty, where do you feel like this team has grown the most from the end of last season to now?
I'd say the weight room. We've all, like I said, we've all drastically improved. Like numbers going up from hundreds of pounds from what they used to be until now.
Yeah. Anthony, same question for you. Where's this team grown the most since the end of last year?
Our weight room, our skill, we're getting better every day. It's just a step at a time.
Yeah. Where do you feel like this team still needs to grow the most?
I think we've got a high roof for the weight room. I still think we can grow there. And I think just all being, I can't think of the word, just all connected all together.
Just relationships.
Just relationship.
Chemistry, team chemistry.
Chemistry, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. All right, Anthony, for you, where's this team still have a chance to grow at? Where does it need to grow the most?
I'd say the weight room too, being together as a team and just building as a team.
Yeah. What about personally, Ty? Where do you need to personally grow?
I'd say, like Patrick said, a leader. I mean, we need a team led by player leaders is a lot better than a team just getting pulled by its coach. That's just how it always ends up working.
Yeah. What about you, Anthony? Where do you need to grow the most?
I'll say I can still grow in the weight room, grow as a player and as a leader.
Guys, just kind of looking at this season being your senior year, Ty, for you, first of all, what does it mean to be a White Plains Wildcat?
I mean, I bleed blue. That's what it means. I wouldn't want to do it anywhere else. I know we're not they have the best record out there, but I wouldn't want to do it anywhere else.
Yeah. Same question, man. What's it mean to you to be a part of White Plains Wildcats?
I mean, I love it. I mean, we're all a family here, and I feel like we can do big things.
Yeah. Ty, if I ask people next year, hey, tell me about the legacy that Ty left behind, what do you hope they say about you?
That was mentally tough. I didn't let anything bother me, and I wasn't mentally weak.
Mm-hmm. Same thing for you. What do you want your legacy to be?
Say I was a tough player, and I really tried my hardest.
All right, we're going to do some kind of non-football but fun questions, which are kind of the same thing with football. But who's the loudest coach on the staff?
Coach Jennings.
Coach Jennings is loudest. He beats any assistant coach.
Yeah.
All right, you think Coach Jennings is the loudest, or somebody else come close?
It's Coach Jennings. It ain't close.
All right, who's the quietest coach on the staff?
Coach Manning. Easy, Coach Manning.
He's quiet, but he's funny. Ain't he?
He's quiet and funny, but I mean, he knows what he's talking about.
Is Coach Manning the quietest coach on staff?
Yes, sir.
All right. So who do y'all think who's coach on the most?
Like what player?
What player he goes after the most? Obviously not in a bad way, but what player does it seem like every time you turn around, Coach Jennings is on their tail?
I'd say probably Dalton Luker or Rodney, just because they've got a very high roof, and they're not necessarily doing anything bad, but I mean, the best players get coached the hardest.
All right, same thing for you. Who do you think Coach Jennings is hardest on?
I'm going to say Dalton Luker.
Dalton Luker?
Yeah.
All right, so Dalton Luker and Rodney win the award for who coaches on the most. But like you said, because the sky's the limit for those guys, and Coach realizes the potential. All right, thank you guys so much for your time. Hey, that's going to do it for us today on the Locker Room. Hope you'll join us back here tomorrow. We'll have highlights from the play date at Champions Volleyball Gym. So that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for watching the Locker Room.